Hello everybody, it's Trucking with Shamil. On today's video, we're going to talk about backing that night, some tips, things you should do, things you should be looking out for. But before we get too deep in this thing, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come join the family. Let's go. All right, hello everybody. This is Tramel and I'm back. Today's video. So in today's video, I want to talk about backing, some manners, etiquette, and just some different things. So we're gonna start with this tanker in front of me. I'm at a pretty big DC. This is their bullpen or whatever. Listen, guys, whenever you back in or somebody else is back, you notice I don't got my headlights on. Kick your headlights off. It's so hard to for your eyes to adjust and see with them headlights in your face. I haven't met a situation yet where I needed my headlights to back up. It's just something that I don't think people think about. And those lights in your face, they will disorient you sometimes and make it hard to see. My headlights are off. So this spot I'm actually going to try to take is pretty tight. With the snow on the ground, obviously they can't keep the trailers in the line. My goal was to not back. So if you see across from me right now, the trailers are backed up to other trailers. My goal was to not have to do that because I didn't want anybody waking me up in the middle of the night or inconveniencing another driver and say, hey, you got my trailer blocked in. Can you move? I've always been this way that if I go somewhere to deliver, it doesn't matter if I was doing tanker, reefer, or whatever, just the way my mind and my body is set up, if there's a chance that somebody will knock on the door and wake me up in the middle of the night, like say I check in somewhere and the receiver is like, oh, we'll come and get you when we're ready. Instead of calling me, if they say they'll call me, I'll go into a sound sleep. If they say, oh, we'll come get you, somebody knock on the door when they're ready, whatever, I would never get in a full, comfortable sleep because I'll always anticipate that knock coming. And some people, they knock soft, they bang on the door, the door, it'll startle you. I talked about that before. So this spot right here, nobody's on the other side of me. So I didn't even have my flashers on right here because I'm to the back of the lot right here where nobody was behind me. And I was trying to keep from disorienting the guy in front of me. You'll see the yard guy coming at me now. Eventually, he killed his lights right there. But those lights were bright. He actually killed his lights. He even should have killed his headlights, honestly. So instead of me holding them up, I saw that spot was going to be tight. Them yard guys, the hostlers, the jockeys, whatever you want to call them, they got a busy job. So I didn't want to hold them up anymore. I said, okay, I'll either try to get that hole or another spot. Let me reevaluate what I'm doing. I'm cool with that. I don't get an award for hitting it on the first spot. I'm trying to get it in the spot without hitting the trailers beside me and the tank and all that. So I said, let me pull out and let him do his thing. And then once he leave or whatever, I said either I can ask him to move because if he would have grabbed the trailer and just slid it over a little bit for me, I would have been able to hit it with no problem. I said, okay, either I'll ask him to slide a trailer over, or I'll figure out another spot. If push comes to shove, I'll have to back in front of another trailer. So any this my main issue is the lights, the headlights, because they're uncalled for. You know, like I said, it blinds you. You can't see even behind you when if you're backing in and somebody's coming up behind you. Kill them headlights, because now you're trying to see out of your mirror with headlights in your mirror. You know, this time of year, the mirrors get covered with salt and stuff. It already makes it hard to see. You know, it's just anything you could do to help yourself out, help your fellow driver out. And I'm seeing it more and more that people don't kill their headlights, man. You have a couple that will. It is greatly appreciated, but a lot of people don't, man. And like I said, it just blinds you. It disorients you. You're trying to see on both sides. So right here, I'm actually backing up to evaluate. And since the dark guy's behind me, I got my flashers on. From this point, I'll leave them on. He's back there. I want people to see me. Like I said, I'm at the back of the lot. Nobody was back there, which is why I didn't have them on. So I do have them on now. Normally, I would have them on backing at all times, you know. People around you, things like that. Have your flashers on. You're getting people's attention. So actually, I backed up right here to relook at the hole I was trying to go in, and I'm like, I'm looking to my left and to my right, and I'm like, man, I think I can get that. You know, I'm pretty. It's going to take me a little work. These W900, yeah, tank is shorter than a regular trailer, but these longer W900s, man, they don't turn. They don't turn. They don't back. It takes a little bit of skill and a little bit of work. Also, you're trying to look out and see around the stacks. So that's something else to think about, the type of truck you drive. Big fleets don't have the stacks up the side for the most part, or at least with some companies, or like the Kenworth. Let me just use the Kenworth as an example. The stacks are on the side, but the mirror brackets are mounted to the body, not the door. If it was mounted to the door, you would be able to hold your door open, angle the door for your mirror to be able to give you that extra sight. You can't do that with these because of the mirror being mounted to the body. So you're trying to look out and see past the stack. So right here, the yard guy's talking to me. He's like, he was really nice, man. He was like, hey, man, what are you trying to do? And I said, well, I really want to back in to my left because it backs up to the fence line. That way, nobody will have to wake me up in the middle of the night if I'm backed in front of somebody's tank who need it. We got to talking. He said, yeah, I'm a driver. I understand. I'm just doing this because my wife is sick, man. I need to be home. And I said, hey, man, prayers to you. I appreciate it. He said, that's why I kicked my headlights off, my bright lights off. Even though he didn't kick the headlights off, he did kick them big spotlights off. He said, hey, I'm going to be moving trailers all night, man. He said, you see this reefer trailer to the right of you? There's a slim chance somebody's coming to get that in the middle of the night, man. So if you can get it in this hole over here, you will be fine, man. You will be out of the way. It's a little tight. You might have to work for it. But if you can get it in that spot, nobody will bother you for the night. And I said, you know what, sir? Prayers to your wife. I hope she gets better, heals, whatever you got going on. Keep your head up. And I'll definitely get it in that spot. I appreciate the heads up, Just like that, a little bit of communication. And I see it out here in trucking all the time. Nobody got to yell at each other. Nobody got to be rude to each other. I understand we out here, we get frustrated, we bottle stuff up because we're alone, and we take it in. But just a little bit of communication, calmness, and I said, okay, he gone. I said, okay, cool. I'll go up here, and I'm going to do my thing, man. And so that's what it was. And I looked at that spot. I said, okay, yeah, it's tight, but I could get it. But the thing about a tank is you got more room to see what's going on. The tank is rounded versus a box. So there's plenty of room right here. But like I said, I didn't want to be in front of a trailer that somebody may need to come and get. And then they would have to wake me up. My goal was to be out of the way and not inconvenience another driver. Yeah, I could just back in and take one of these spots and be fine. So I'm actually going to go between, this, I don't know what company that is right there in this Snyder container. It looks wide, but it's really not, man. So I said, I'll go ahead and take that because that's the spot where he said the reefer trailer. So that nobody would be probably coming to get. The thing with backing is your setup is the key. If you have a bad setup, you're going to have a hard time getting it in there. If you set it up right, you need to have the trailer already banked to go in. So for me, I lined up to the spot. Once my drives hit the edge of that spot, hard right, hard back to the left. You're not always going to be able to do that or have a room or whatever, but that's the key. So for me, now the tank is starting to come back around a little too much. So I'll get it. I'll take all the space that you have. So I'll get it to the point where I can't go no more, and then I'll pull up as far as I can. I see people take a little bit of space, little bit. Take all that space that you need. That's what it's there for. Um, even right here, I got it, and I said, I had it in there, but I wasn't sure, and I said, I'm gonna pull up as far as I can, get it up there. That big hood in the way, man. Big Dorothy, she stick out there, man. So I said, okay, I'm getting it. I'm starting to get it back where it's getting lined up. We're gonna start to, and I'm still not confident with what I'm feeling right now. I could see on both sides, so it wasn't an issue of getting out and looking, which it's no problem to get out and look if you have to. I wasn't at that point yet, and you'll see here in a second the spot I was trying to go in originally. Once I get it straightened up and lined up, and I had it in that spot right there to the right of this highway trailer is where I was going, man. Originally, before I backed up and started talking to the yard jockey, I had it pretty much in there, but I was making sure that I was even in there to where if a guy came to get either that container or that trailer to the right of me, they would be able to line up without having an issue, with angled or, their mirror hitting my mirror, anything like that. So anything you could do to help yourself, your fellow driver, it'll be a lot easier for everybody. I don't like waking people up in the middle of the night. I've had to wake people up and say, hey, I need to get out, or, you got me blocked in, the tank trailer or whatever. I've had to do it. I don't like it. I try to not have that happen. So in return, I try to give people the same respect. And so at this point, we're pretty much, we pretty much got her in there. I think I may be straightened up maybe one or two more times. That's that hole right there, man. That hole is, that's the hole I was going to go into. Those trailers backed up a little further or a little tighter, man, I'm in there. I could have got it, but it just would have took me a while. But this kind of worked out about the same or a little better. I'm not sure. Nobody ended up waking me up in the middle of the night. So he was correct in what he said, that there's slim chance that anybody's coming to get this to get that reefer trailer in the middle of the night. So I got the tank straightened out right there and backed it on in. And, nobody, no harm, no foul. It took me a little while, but hey, that's cool. That's okay, man. Like I said, I instead of holding people up, pull up, straighten out, let them come around. You don't have to feel rushed, man. Don't let nobody rush you into hitting anything out here, or, you'll be the one that have to make the call to the company. You hit another company's trailer or something. So I got in there good, and that was the end of that. So just a little back-end video that kind of came in the moment. So I hope this is a help and a tip to everybody. As always, arrive to your pickup and delivery safely. Call your loved ones. Tell them you love them. Love on somebody today, but most importantly, be the reason somebody smiled today. The world needs it now more than ever. It's Trucking with Sir Mel. I'm out. Peace.